Good evening, and thank you for joining me. Now, as you may know, I have been nominated as president. Now, I know that this may pain me and some of you to hear, but I am leaving hosting as KLKR, but I need you to fulfill my duties.
Chase, what are you talking about? I just hosted the last episode.
First off, that is Mr. President to you. Secondly, I have had a lot of responsibilities on my plate here, okay? That includes basketball, volleyball, football, that too. And let me remind you that I've done maybe hundreds, thousands, millions even, billions of episodes.
Chase, I've hosted like a dozen times plus. I've been in like Boys in Black, there was one thing I was in. And then I've done a couple of interviews, you know, like Miss Warren, don't you remember that? Sometimes with you even. I hosted last week. And what are you saying you're president of?
Warren, that is a very good question. But let me remind you, we are in a very formal meeting, but I'd also like to tell you, I really like your tie.
I'm gonna strangle with you if you don't get to the point. Like, why am I even here? What are they doing here?
Now you see, it is a very rough topic and it's kind of classified. But I can assure you that the air in our environment is completely and environmentally safe.
You're even more random than the last guy I was at a long table with. Yeah, speaking of, who got out of here to put you in charge, right? Seriously.
That's a question for another time. And stay strong. Warren, have you ever sat and dreamed of the stars?
No.
Well, then you've obviously never felt what it's like to be a president. And I know somebody who has.
Usually at meetings, you're supposed to learn something or get informed of something. What are you here to tell me?
Spring is coming.
Yeah?
And I'm ready for summer.
Okay, well, all right. If you're not gonna tell me anything and these guys are just gonna sit here playing Mobile Strike, I'm just gonna go, all right? So, peace out.
But Warren, have you ever dreamed
Shut up!
at the stars?
Hello and welcome to this week's episode of Laker Nation. My name is Brooke Robertson and our guest host for this episode is Mr. Robertson. What are you doing, Mr. Robertson?
Oh, I'm hacking the green screen.
What are you doing? What?
Watch.
The lion.
Lions.
The king.
What are you
African
doing?
veld.
Birds.
Oh, okie dokie.
The best one. Flying spaghetti monster.
What? Okay, back to hosting. We didn't have a contest winner from last week's contest, so whoever watched, you should answer next time. The answer to who was the first teacher that was located in the room that Mr. Schultz is currently in was Mr. Andy Ganyu. The question for this week is, what popular social media application has added new pictures that can change the faces of those in the picture?
Please send your answers to our email at klkr@hlwwschools.org or put a comment on our YouTube channel or our Facebook page.
Congrats to the Lakers speech team that took second at Norwood Young America. Some of the highlights: Lucas Reamer placed third in creative, Katrina Shaughness took first in drama, and Sadaf Nasiri took first in original oratory. They also competed in the Maple Lake meet, and Hannah Paulson took second in drama and third in informative. Maddie Winiger and Bella Byro placed first in duo. Great job, speech team.
Congratulations also goes to the concert choir for receiving a superior in competition last week. Great job to the choir and Ms. Thrasher.
So, you still screwing around with the green screen right now?
Yeah, this is fun, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it is. So, next segment, Wyatt got to talk to the wrestling team.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Wrestling's fun. It's too much exercise for me, but it's fun.
Same.
Today we're going to be interviewing Mr. Punchiker, the new wrestling coach. So what is your previous wrestling experience?
I started wrestling when I was really little. I come from a big wrestling family. All my uncles on my mom's side of the family all wrestled, so I started doing it really young and wrestled all the way through school and a little bit through college, and then before I even graduated college, I started coaching. So this is my 7th year of coaching high school wrestling. So,
coming into this position, what did you think would be the biggest challenge?
You know, this was my first position as a head coach, so for me it was just to make sure that my organizational skills were up to par, and that was, you know, I thought I could do it, and you know, every day I challenge myself and I find out things I need to get better at. But overall, the boys have been great, and you know, they've been working really hard.
How do you motivate your players?
You know, we go up based off of a family type atmosphere. So if we see, you know, one guy in the room that's just not cutting it today, you know, we just try to remind them that, you know, we're all in this together, and that practice in most sports is not necessarily the part that everybody enjoys. It's the games, you know. Yeah. And so we just try to keep everybody looking like, hey, if you're letting, you know, your teammates and your family down, you know, how does that make you feel as part of the family? And so we just keep using that family aspect to push our guys, and it seems like it's really catching on, and our boys are really beginning to bond with one another.
How do you improve the teamwork?
That also goes with the family. You know, when you go out on the mat, it's kind of hard because you're the only guy out there. There's no teammate that can, you know, help you while you're out there. But if in your mind, that motivation of my team needs me in this situation, you know, you're going to put forth a better effort than if it's just you. You know, you can let yourself down a lot easier than you can let down a bunch of your closest family members. Mm-hmm. So again, the teamwork is going to come from that feeling of a family. And like I said, we do a lot of things outside of wrestling. We went to the Gophers wrestling meet and watched them. We've had a few different gatherings at the coaches' houses or parents' houses for kids after meets, just to create that more of a friendship and family relationship, instead of just, you know, we wrestle together and we don't really know each other. Mm-hmm. So that has created just a better team atmosphere for our boys.
Most people don't actually know how wrestling works, so how do you really score wrestling?
Well, high school wrestling is actually called folk style wrestling, and folk style wrestling is all about controlling your opponent. So every match begins on your feet, where both wrestlers are on their feet, and the objective is to take the other guy down, and the way you score is that you take him down, and you have to get into a position where you're behind the guy so that it is showing control. If you're facing them, it's still considered a non-controlling position. And then from there, once you're on top, the way you score is either the bottom guy is trying to obviously get away from you, and he's going to score by either switching spots with you, which is called a reversal, or getting completely away, which is called an escape. And then the top guy is trying to put the other guy on his back, just like you would see on the professional wrestling type TV stuff. You know, the ultimate goal is to pin a guy, but also in wrestling you can score points called near fall, and that just depends on how long you hold the guy on his back.
Okay, thank you for your time.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Hi, welcome to Middle School News. I'm Daniel Graham.
And I'm Billy Hucker.
First on our agenda, we have Middle School Activity Night last Friday, the 26th. So let's take a peek at what happened.
The middle school had its first annual activity night in the new middle school. And the line to get in was enormous. The media center was open during this event with old-fashioned video games like Smash Bros. They also had card games and board games. They also had a full concession stand and face painting. They had open gym before the dodgeball tournament. In the dodgeball tournament, students made their own teams. They had a little time before the game started to strategize. The 5th and 6th grade faced each other, and the 7th and 8th grade faced each other. But last but not least, there was a DJ there to provide music for dancing. There were many great middle schoolers dancing to songs like the Cupid Shuffle and the Macarena. There were also some great singers there also. A crowd favorite there was YMCA. At the end of the night, $700 was raised for the activity fund. The food amounts are still being counted. Hey Dan, I saw you at the activity night. Did you have fun?
Yeah, but I have to admit something. I did cut the line a little bit. Festival of Nations is this Friday, the 11th. The festival is set up in the middle school commons. It is open to the public from 1 to 2:20 p.m. Students will be able to visit during 7th and 8th hour. Be sure to see Japan, Denmark, and the United Kingdom.
Tuesday, March 22nd, is the end of the quarter activity day. It will feature a basketball tournament, lightning, volleyball, and beanbag toss tournaments, a movie, The Good Dinosaur, and computer games. But if you want to attend, you need to make sure your grades are up, get your work in, and study. If you have any missing work or are failing a class, you will be sitting in a study hall.
So that's it for middle school news. If you have any middle school news, please email us at klkr@hlwwschools.org or leave a comment in the comments below or on Facebook. Back to you, Brooke and Mr. Robinson.
Yeah, you know, that is way too much exercise for me.
Yeah. I'm an old man. I think I'd hurt myself trying that.
True. What are you doing now?
Taking a nasty virus off of this computer. Man, I wish we just had Chromebooks and just Chromebooks because they don't ever get viruses. But we're in the computer lab. Yeah.
Yeah, pretty cool.
It's nice.
Yeah. This Howard Lake Business Expo is on Saturday, March 19th from 9 to 1 in the high school. Area businesses are highlighted along with entertainment, prizes, and a free pancake and sausage breakfast from 9 to 12:30. KLKR will be there as well. Please stop by and see us. Seniors, all scholarship forms are now available in the counseling office. See Ms. Thompson to pick up the forms you need. Deadlines are approaching, so please be sure to inquire if wanting to apply. Any letters of recommendation are due at 3 o'clock on Thursday, March 17th.
Spring activities are ramping up. Softball and track start March 14th. Baseball and golf start March 21st. Clay target registration closes March 15th.
The KLKR Broadcasting Club is also welcoming new members into its final season of the year. Contact Rick Smith, any current member, or stop by our studio after school.
The prom committee will be having its annual paper drive from March 28th to April 11th. Trailers will be located in the school parking lot. Bring in your papers and help support our prom activities.
The boys basketball team wrapped up their season, losing their first playoff game. Congrats, boys basketball, on your season.
At the time of this filming, the girls basketball team is moving into sections playoffs. Good luck, girls.
In upcoming events this week, Thursday, March 17th, Varsity Speech Meet is at home. It starts at 4 o'clock in the high school. So, did you know that we do a Teacher of the Month?
No, I had no idea. Who is it this month?
You'll find out.
Okay.
Hi, I'm Warren. We're here with Mrs. Warren, the Teacher of the Month. So, for the Teacher of the Month, we just like to get to know our teachers a little bit more than just a teacher. So, where are you from?
Well, I grew up in Minnesota. I was born at a hospital that no longer exists in Minneapolis. I believe it was called Idle Hospital. Grew up in Wayzata, graduated from Wayzata High School. And actually my father still lives in the same house that I grew up in. So.
Oh, really? So in high school, were you in any sports or activities?
Yeah, so I started out with in junior high as a member of the dance line team, and then from there, when I got into high school, I decided to try cheerleading. So I was on the competition cheerleading squad all through my high school career.
Impressive. Where do you live now, and what do you like to do now in your free time?
Okay, well, so I'm a Howard Lake resident. I've been in Howard Lake now for 10 years with my family. We bought a little hobby farm here 10 years ago, and we have a variety of four-legged friends on our little farm. I have two children, and both of my kids are in the district. Owen is at Humphrey Elementary, and my daughter Ellen is at the middle school. We are a family that enjoys the outdoors. We like to fish and hunt and hike and spend time at our cabin. And generally, I enjoy being around animals as well.
Yeah, it's kind of common liking animals and outdoors around this area. So, being an English teacher and dealing with books all the time, what is your favorite genre of book?
Oh, okay. Well, I really love reading, as you pointed out, being an English teacher. But if I have my preference, if it's something where it's just a rainy day at the cabin, or I'm at the beach with my kids and I'm having a little downtime, I really enjoy psychological thrillers. I love trying to figure out, kind of the whodunit mystery and the twists and turns that a psychological thriller will provide.
So give me an example of that genre. Like, what's a book in that genre?
Okay, so a Mary Higgins Clark. No gore, nothing graphic, but yet a lot of twists and turns for the mind.
So how about this? Would you rather read a book in a book form or like on a tablet?
That's a good question too. I feel like, I still like the actual book form. However, if there's a book that I really want, I like the instantaneous aspect of being able to get it online.
So, last final question before we end today. Are you a Star Wars fan or a Star Trek fan?
Oh, okay. So Doug and I, my husband, we just took the kids to see Star Wars on Sunday. Yeah. I loved it. I loved it like I did when I was a kid watching Star Wars. I did grow up with Star Trek in the home because my dad was kind of like a Star Trek fan, and I think he liked Spock, and I don't know whoever the other characters are, but I can't say I ever jumped on that bandwagon.
The Star Trek bandwagon?
Right. So I would call myself more of a Star Wars fan.
We got a Star Wars right here. Yeah. All right. Well, thank you for your time.
Thank you, Warren.
Nice to know more about you.
All right. Sounds good.
I'm glad Mrs. Warren got Teacher of the Month.
Me too.
She's a cool teacher.
That was a cool segment.
Yeah. What is this room exactly?
Well, this is my office. This is where I work. We've got all kinds of cool stuff in here. We've got the phone system. We've got the internet. We've got the security system. Of course, we've got lots of Star Wars toys back here.
Oh my gosh. It's the drone.
Mm-hmm. The drone.
We'll tell you all about the drones in our next segment.
Dude, look at this. These new Spheros are awesome. This thing knows I'm going in circles. It's like a donut. Oh, there we go. That's not good. Ow! What was that?
Hit this button, it gives a shock.
What? Well, you can't shock me. Can I shock you?
No.
Oh. Well, then who can we shock?
You go get them.
Hey, there's an idea.
Make it!
Never tell me the odds!
You sure you're going to be able to get those lights back on?
I hope so. They're pretty messed up, but I think I'll be able to get it.
I didn't mean to do that much damage.
That's okay.
That does it for this week's episode, guys. Remember, if you have any show ideas or questions, please email us at klkr@hlwwschools.org. Then head over to our Facebook page and our YouTube channel to subscribe and give us a like. Don't forget about the contest question. Keep getting in those answers in quickly. Actually, you should probably send them in at all. This is Brooke Lawrenson, and a special thank you goes to Mr. Robertson for being our guest host this week.
Thanks for having me. I had a really good time.
Yeah, it was fun. Thanks for watching, guys. Until next time, from KLKR.
Oh, I think I got it. No, not yet.
Rick, you're probably watching this as you're editing the video, and let me assure you, thank you. CJ! Do you have a booger in my nose? Pretty sure I do. Right. America is built on the dream of many immigrants and a stirring pot of carrots, vegetables, and Irish. Potato famine. Thank you.
Okay, you did.